On this episode of Playlog, it's World War Indie. I'm bringing the best indies from North America. Tofr's bringing the best indie games from Europe. Who's going to come out on top? Hey everybody, CGDannyB back again with another episode of Playlog, the podcast where we talk all things indie gaming. But of course, I can't talk indie games alone because that's super boring and sad and you look all lonely and stuff. So, I've got my partner in crime, the Play Nice Kid themselves, Tofr. What's poppin', homie?
Hello, I am doing, I'm excited. I'm actually excited because you remember that I did written reviews of indie games for a website called So Many Games, but we were stuck at the WolfiePod website because the So Many Games website wasn't ready yet. Well, it is now. So go to somanygames.co.uk and find your next favorite indie game.
Let's go. So Many Games. It's like I found it. I did it. We talk about Neon Blood and Spiritmancer, not Spacemancer. I can read good. There's Tofr on Great. Fuck me, Tofr.
Oh wow!
I didn't sleep well last night. This is gonna be a wild ride.
It's fine. Like Great God Grove is a hard thing to say.
Yeah, Great God Grove. Where is Tofr? I don't care. Jason, I don't care about you. You're not Chicken Police. More reviews? Is there more Tofr? Oh god, I love the overlays too. These are great. These are fun.
It's cool, right?
Oh yeah, dude.
I really enjoy what they've done with the site.
Yeah, super dope. Let me bookmark this bad boy.
I'm glad you got rid of me because
I did see that. I did see that. I did hit the full cam. I was done. You had your time. You're done. You're out. Go away.
You just want to do the podcast with Kevin, don't you?
Yeah. Did I even have Kevin? I think I had Kevin. I don't know. Just want to have a nice conversation with my good friend Kevin. Right, Kevin? Mm-hmm. There's no one to pay to make Kevin talk. So. Run a wild ride. Chat, I got to tell you. I'm a little bit broken. If you haven't seen, the new December video came out this week. You should check that out on all the upcoming indie games. Last one's 2024. I finished that around probably 4:30 a.m. Exported thumbnails, SEO, all that fun stuff. Got distracted with other projects because now we're ADHD. Absolutely. Let's rock it. But also, I didn't get to bed till like 6:30 a.m. Well, let me see. Looked at the clock until 6:30 a.m. Said, oh, it's early. Late, early, whatever you want to call it. I should go to bed. Then I went upstairs, laid down, and then my ass was like, I didn't open my Pokemon cards today. So I did that and then played a game. Like, I need to go to bed. And then, so probably didn't get to bed till like 7 a.m. That was brutal. But we're 5 hours of sleep and we're doing the damn thing.
Powering through.
Oh, we love it. We love it. But real quick before we get rolling, we got quite a few pieces of housekeeping, so indulge me for a moment, everyone. Real quick, coming up on December 19th, we'll be doing a live reaction to the Indie Game Awards on twitch.tv/CGDannyB. So, real quick, we are official judges for the Indie Game Awards, so don't forget, I don't know if that's a weird FTC thing we got to say, but just in case, in credibility, we're judging, so... The 6-Win Indie team, in collaboration with Vicarious PR, have come together to start the Indie Game Awards, giving a place for all the indies that normally get no time at the Keeley Awards a space to shine. So, come on and watch the reaction and see which of your favorite indie games win on December 19th at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on twitch.tv/CGDannyB. That'll be fun. But that's not the only award show this season. I ain't talking about the Keeleys. We here at Playlog Podcast are finalizing the Playlog Awards. Tofr and I putting together 10 categories, I think it was. I put a question mark. I never confirmed it.
Something like that.
There's a number. There's a number of categories for sure. Putting in a bunch of categories that we'll be voting on. It's last minute. Maybe in a real world it would have been like, guys, vote on our categories. But honestly, tough. This is our award show. This is for us. You get to watch, I think.
Yeah.
We get canceled for being like, this is our award show. We pick. You don't get to be involved. Maybe next year, though, once we have it figured out with more time, maybe we'll get you guys involved. But for now, we're going to show you guys the awards that we think stand out for 2024. So come out and watch the reaction. I read the wrong one. Come out and watch the live show on the December 17th on twitch.tv/CGDannyB as we present the Playlog Awards. And another quick reminder, as part of our podcast, we'll be doing our monthly book club. I got a lot of spit going on here. We're good. We're doing our monthly book club. We go back and replay some indie classics or finally get around to some modern indies that we just haven't played yet. And with the holidays taking up the end of December, this book club will be a 2-month play session. So for the month of January, we'll be reviewing Hollow Knight. Forge your own path in Hollow Knight, an epic action adventure through a vast ruined kingdom of insects and heroes. Explore twisted caverns, battle tainted creatures, and befriend bizarre bugs, all in a classic hand-drawn 2D style. So if you want to get involved in the episode, play the game these next few months on your preferred platform, and head over to our write-in form in the description and give us your thoughts on Hollow Knight for our January 28th episode of Playlog podcast. You can join us live at twitch.tv/CGDannyB for the discussion, or catch the upload just a few days later on youtube.com/CGDannyB. Housekeeping done. Boom. And now, timestamp. In there. Note to self, timestamp shirt for 2025. I just need like a in like Comic Sans, like black and white, just and then a big like comic book pow, like timestamp. Like
Nice.
But to break the ice, remember you can write into the show and ask us your questions about gaming, content creation, life, and etc. We'll read them right here on the show, just like friend of the show Daphne did. Correction, I didn't write that. That's how she wrote into the show. She wrote in as Daphne. Yeah. I'm glad she recognizes how you're supposed to say her name and spell it. But Daphne asks, what's one game you love but almost nobody knows about or really ever gets mentioned? Tofr, I spoke. Your turn.
This was a tough one. But I figured I would pick one from earlier this year.
I heard that squeaky.
And yeah, I'm gonna mention the Garden Path.
Oh yeah.
This is like a slice of life sim, all about gardening. You basically walk around this garden and you can choose to let the garden grow as wild as you want, or you can like meticulously plan out everything to make it look exactly like you want it to. But the thing is, it's a game that really respects your time.
Oh yeah.
As in, you can play it for maybe 20 minutes a day, and that's perfect. But you can also like take your time and do more. It's in that same category of like Animal Crossing or Cozy Grove.
Okay.
Where you can choose to like spend hours there, but you can basically finish all the interactions in like half an hour time.
Okay. So it is like the like here are your tasks for today. Does it do like the 24-hour like?
Yeah.
I did everything.
Yeah,
I set my clock ahead and.
Yeah, it follows the real life clock.
Cool beans.
So if you play this in the evenings, it's going to be the evening in your garden. It's so wholesome. You meet all of these interesting characters. One of them is a bear. Another one is an onion. It's all possible here.
All possible.
Yeah, but like the visuals are just, they look like a children's book.
Yeah, I love it.
In the best possible way. The music is gorgeous. And I believe that this game was made by a solo developer as well.
No shit. Okay.
Shout out to Carrot Cake.
Hell yeah.
Who did a tremendous job, but sadly is not getting enough recognition for that.
Yeah. Yeah. A lot of games. I need more people to see it, so go check out Garden Path. It's important. I wanted to bring up one that I played quite a few years ago, and I never got to finish because it was in early access and then just like dropped in 1.0. And that's Long Gone Days. So this, if I recall, was at like the first Kind of Funny Game showcase. But it's like this RPG where you're in this like dystopian world where like you end up joining like this military and you're a sniper. This is also a Serenity Forge game. I am a Serenity Forge creator. I will say I have not played this game through this Serenity Forge program, but I'm about to reach out and be like, yo, can I get a PlayStation key? Because that'd be kind of lit. But yeah, I really dug this one. I started a Let's Play of it, and it was one of those, like, here's the chapter, almost in the Telltale format of get the chapter, see in a couple months, here's another chapter, see in another couple months. So it was kind of, like, spaced out with how long I got to play, but there'd be this RPG-style combat where you have, like, the 3 characters on the screen. There are these really gorgeous cutscenes that I was a big fan of, but you're also in a world where, like, the government's hiding stuff from us. So, like, there's things in society that the average person should totally know about, but because we're in this underground society, I'm like, I have no idea what this thing is. Who's this lady with the microphone? What are we doing here? And then, you know, meet your friends along the way. The one commander is, like, really freaking fine, and I'm like, hold on, man, tell me what you want, and I'll do the thing. Like, let's go. But no, I was a big fan of this one. I really enjoyed my time. It's been years now since I've played, so I'd love to start fresh and be able to power through to the end. Really cool. I think it was like 3,000-ish reviews on Steam, so definitely not like super underrated, but I could definitely say I don't know if I ever heard anyone aside from myself talk about this game. So it's time for other people to talk about
I've never heard of it.
Yeah, I'm a big fan. It's really good. It's really fun. Probably sad, I'm sure.
Cool. It's not the type of game I would have expected. You to be like this into.
Yeah, I think this is before my anime phase, but I could be like, oh, dude, the inner weeb that wasn't quite there for anime yet gets it. I see where it was at. I see where it's at. But also, I think, yeah, being tailored to like a kind of funny thing where like, kind of funny, you know, I die for the team, I guess, you know, the internet people that I don't know. But no, when I saw it at the showcase, it was an instant wish list. I thought it looked really dope. So super excited to see that it's out and there's a finishing story that I can go play. Boy. But yeah, guys, check us out and let us know what underrated indie games no one else is talking about that you want more people to talk about.
Yeah.
This is typically the part of the show we jump into quick indie news. However, there is no news. There's nothing happening in indies today. There's nothing at all. No one did anything.
It's December. Like they're all voting for like their favorite indie games.
Yeah, exactly. And that's all we do. And then in January, something crazy is gonna happen. I promise. I swear. There's something like hopefully good crazy. If something bad crazy happens, where they're just like the indie game industry's closed down. No more indie games ever again. I'm like, well.
Did you see the meme? Did you see the meme that like 2025 starts with Wednesday, Thursday, Friday? So it's the what the fuck start of the year?
No.
Yeah. And the last year that had that was 2020.
No, some of you wouldn't say that.
pretty worrying stuff.
Look, if anything, if that means I get locked in my house again for 2 years to play video games and get a stimulus check, I'm ready. Let's go. Yeah. Oh, man. What the fuck? That's really funny. I love that. But that's America, too. It's always what the fuck over here. It's turmoil. We love it.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Yeah. But speaking of America, Tofr was ready to start a war this week. Tofr. You want to tell what you want to tell them what the idea was and like I guess what we're doing here?
The idea basically it's pretty simple. Like I pick 10 games from Europe, and Danny picks 10 games from North America. I allow Canada.
Okay. I was gonna ask because I think I locked in America. I was like, no, hold on. Am I just North America or do I get the U.S.? So, but I have a separate list of Canadian games.
There's too many excellent Canadian games, so
Canada.
I'll allow it.
We love you, Jacob McCourt. I know you ain't making the game, but you're in Canada, brother. Video game trivia.
Yeah, and then you guys get to vote in the comments who has the better team. You can already put in your votes for the European indies because obviously we're gonna win.
That's crazy. I'll tell you this. I'll tell you anything about my analytics. We're popular in America and India. So
okay.
I don't understand it. For the longest time, there's always just like the big chunk of US and the next biggest chunk is India. And I'm like, why am I so popular in India? Is it like, because then there's right, and we're not gonna be racist here. We're not being like a stereotype and But a lot of tech related things happening in India, and I'm like, am I being like, are they checking me out to be like, well, when he's weak, we take him down, we infiltrate his email address and take his review codes, and like you never know, but or the children of India are just like indie games, yeah. So I don't know, but. That being said, Europe, you don't like my content, so you don't get to vote.
They don't like it yet.
There we go. We'll get there. Europe, we're spreading. Yeah. We're bringing it in. So I guess I'll let you start. If you want to start with your indie here, or a European one.
I'm just gonna shout out real quick some games that would have easily won this for me.
Okay.
But I don't know if I can count them as indies for this kind of list.
Okay.
So First up, we've got Cult of the Lamb, but that one is made in the UK and Australia. So I was like, there's Australia as well. I don't think I can count it.
I would have allowed it because I'm sure there's some here, right? Where I'm like, I know the people who made this game are not American, but they're based in America, so you know. So.
Yeah. But the two other ones are like pretty big ones. We've got Baldur's Gate 3, which is a Belgian game.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
But is that still considered indie? I don't know.
Legally, I would say so.
It should be.
I'm pretty sure they're in like a CD Projekt Red where they're CD Projekt Red. They're contained. I would say they count. All
right. So then I've won, basically. No, and the other studio that I want to mention is this small studio called Mojang Studios, who made a little game called Minecraft.
I never heard of it.
And they are Swedish. So...
Here, let me check Steam for this Minecraft thing, because I don't think I've ever heard of it. If I search, I see... Oh, wait, Minecraft Dungeons is on Steam. Bet. I love that I just can't play regular Minecraft on Steam. That's crazy. And unplug my headphones.
But let's pick one to start off with.
Oh, yeah?
I'm gonna pick one that you're gonna be so pissed off about.
Nah,
I'm gonna start with Moonlighter.
Fucker. I was hoping you just wouldn't look at it. I was like, where Digital Sun at? Fuck, not here.
Yeah, Digital Sun is right here, and they are in Spain. Yeah, I mean, do we really have to go into what Moonlighter is? I think people who listen to this podcast probably know already. But if they don't, why don't you tell us about Moonlighter?
Why am I explaining your games?
Because it's one of your favorite games. You're going to bring so much more enthusiasm to it.
Yeah, I really like Moonlighter. You play as a kid and you're like, I want to be a warrior, but your parents are like, you're running the shop. You're like, fine. And then I guess your parents die. I don't really know. I assume they're dead. But then you take over the shop, but you're like, fine, I'll run the shop during the day, but I need stuff to sell, so I'm going into the dungeons at night. Then you go kill monsters, you take their stuff, you take it back to the shop, you put it on the shelves, you're like, what do I charge for this? I'm gonna go $10. And then someone comes in and goes, whoo, $10? That's steep. I'm out. All right, too much for the rock. The rock's $5. Someone's like, it's a little expensive, but I need that rock. So they'll buy it. Be like, okay, so we try $3. $3, and they get the little coin eyes, like, all right, that's the perfect price for a rock. $3. And you do that with everything you get. And it's super fun. And then the dungeon crawling's fun. And you beat the bosses, and you just keep playing the game over and over again. And it's really fun. And Moonlighter. Yeah, I like Moonlighter. It's a good get. It is. It's the thing of like in the question of like what's a game no one else talks about, like Moonlighter, but I'm like I talk about Moonlighter too much.
You are the only person that I think I've talked to about Moonlighter.
Listen, more people need to play Moonlighter. You guys are missing out.
They do.
You're missing out. Hold on, I didn't check something. Hold on. This is me vamping. This is to be like, oh boy, I need something to entertain while I Google something. It's terrible for audio listeners. Yeah, never mind. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Don't worry about it. There was nothing to worry about, guys. It was just a ploy. Digital Sun.
Moonlighter is my first pick, and I think I'm off to a very good start here.
I guess you could say.
How about you?
Oh boy, where do we start? Now, here's something that we notice with these U.S. companies. A lot of classics. A lot of like, I remember my Xbox Arcade day of those things. Or like, man, I remember the good old weekend on the couch with my friends in that one. So we're gonna start with what some would say is a behemoth. The Behemoth, one of our classic Flash games, but we're talking Alien Hominid, we're talking Castle Crashers, we're talking Battle Block Theater, not franchises I personally am super invested in, but when you talk about Castle Crashers, who with a 360 wasn't out here playing Castle Crashers all day? And then these guys were at PAX, I'm like, oh, what new game did they bring? They're like, nothing, we're just Behemoth. I'm like, fair enough. We're Behemoth. We just showed up again. Yeah, no, I've always dug Behemoth like art style. Alien Hominid's one that everyone's like, you never played? I'm like, nope. Like Battle Block Theater, you've never played? Nope. But I played Castle Crashers. I have done that. It was a good time. I don't know if Behemoth is ever one that you're just like, I don't know, Danny. I don't know these fucking games.
I have no idea what you're talking about. I have not, like, I need visuals.
Let me find you something. Castle Crashers.
I used to have an Xbox 360, but
okay.
I back then I only played the bad games.
I get it. Didn't we all? We were all playing a little bit of Minecraft, you know what I mean? But yeah, Behemoth has this like distinct art style. Like there was very like addicting games. It wasn't a specifically addictinggames.com, but like those Flash games, right? There was, I think, oh God, I can't think of the one where you play as like the kid with your dad and you're just beating the shit out of kids on the playground. Like it was just, it was a classic that we all loved. Someone out there be like, it's this one, Danny. But yeah, Castle Crash was just like a side-scrolling beat 'em up. It was 4-player co-op. Man, nostalgia. What a cool game.
That looks cool as hell.
Yeah, one of the ones that I think like jumping into in 2024 and being like, I'm playing Castle Crasher for the first time might not be the most like, oh man, I see the love. It's you know, I'm sure it's aged, but yeah, this is definitely a heavy nostalgia game at this point where people are still talking about Castle Crashers 20, 30 sounds like a lot, maybe 20 some years later. So it's a good time. We like Castle Crashers.
Cool. It looks cool, and like it really does look like those Flash games. It's a cool art style. It reminds me of like having the weekends off as a kid.
Yeah.
Watching cartoons and playing Flash games. That's the stuff.
Love Flash games. I was Territory Wars over on addictinggames.com. Animal Wars. It was a good time. I'm trying to find. It's Dad and Me. Dad and Me was the game I was talking about. It's a big old. It's just some purple dudes. You're just really weird. You're just a kid in a mask just stabbing people. You're like a rip shy guy kind of thing.
Jesus.
We love it. We stand it. Yeah. What else you got? UK.
This one came recommended to me by a Daphne.
Outside resources, that's crazy. That's wild.
Yeah, I called in some help.
That's ridiculous.
It's called Figment. Figment.
Oh, okay.
You know that game.
Yeah.
It's by Bedtime Digital Games, who are based in Denmark. And it's this... well, there's 2 games, actually, in the series.
Yeah.
And they're these pretty unique-looking action-adventure games. Where I think music is also a big part of the gameplay.
Okay.
The only thing that I noticed is that it does not have all that many reviews, which is a shame. Because apparently when you start playing these games, you play them in one sitting. Just play it right through to the finish because they're that good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know I picked this one up on Switch on sale, and I never launched it. I think I installed it, just never got to play it. But I picked it up around the time the second one was coming out. And I really like the vibe and the style, but yeah, I have not personally gotten through the Figment games yet.
Same. I remember getting it for free on the Epic Store.
Oh, yep, probably that too, yep.
And that's one of those free games that sat installed on my PC for the longest time. Because I really wanted to give it a try. I mean, look at it. It reminds me of something like Alice in Wonderland.
Okay, yeah.
These fairy tale looking visuals. And I just haven't gotten around to it. Maybe book club material?
Future book club. Daphne, write in again. I know you put another game for the book club recommendations, but Daphne, put Figment on there. We'll see if we get to it. You got to build another book club list and just have everything on there. Yeah, no, these games look really cool. That's an interesting one. I think I've always liked the vibe of those, and then one day I'll be like, dude, pretty great.
What else have you got?
Hold on here, Corey. Message me on Blue Sky. You're gonna give notifications. Stop. Enough.
You and your social stuff.
Oh, sorry. See, I linked my
All these
phone.
People needing your attention.
I link my phone to my computer so I can see notifications, but I can't mute that option. So now it's just like ding. So if I get like 3 Twitter messages or something, my phone is gonna scream. Sorry, you didn't hear it, but the video watchers and they heard it. Sorry, team. It's not your fault. It's mine. What were we talking about? Oh yeah, back to a good old American game. One that honestly couldn't tell you if half the world's even heard of. You know, it might be one of those small indies that you're like, God, does it even have like 10 reviews on Steam? Does it even have that many? And I'll tell you, it probably does. Because you ever heard of this itty bitty little farming sim called Stardew Valley? Yeah, I sure have. Concerned Abe coming right out of Seattle. Come on, y'all. I'm taking shots with this one.
Yeah.
Just a game that we've talked about a bunch of times. I've never been able to sink my teeth into. I think I've just another one of those Stardew walks so other games could run for me. And then we're talking like Moonstone Islands and everything else. But like, I appreciate what Stardew does and where it's at. I'm very excited for Haunted Chocolatier. Whenever that one comes out, probably in like 6 years. But yeah, it's Stardew. Like, you know, how could I not put it on the list, dog?
I mean, you can play it on basically anything right
True.
now.
Can I play it on my Samsung fridge? That seems like one I could play on the Samsung fridge.
I think so. I think you can play it in like a Tesla car.
Bad. I know you can play Cuphead in the Tesla, and honestly, only place I haven't played Cuphead yet. So, if I got a friend with a Tesla,
yeah, Stardew is just one of those special games, and I get like what you mentioned about it being the game that walked so others could run, but to me, this was my very first farming sim.
Yeah.
And it does all of the good things so well. Like it just basically the farming aspect of it just makes me happy. Because it works so well. And then there's all this other stuff that you can do. You can socialize, you can fight in the dungeons. It's really good.
Yeah.
And I don't think we need to tell people that now, but
yeah, I think I might be in a spot where I need to watch somebody like fully invest in their like I want to find the cozy streamer who's just like she's chilling. She's like, I'm starting my brand new run. I'm falling in love with XYZ person and like who's super into it, super calm, relaxing playthrough. So if anyone has any recommendations of like the perfect Stardew Valley playthrough on YouTube, let me know because that might be the background noise for a while. That could be a good one.
Yeah, absolutely.
See, I put
Especially
no actual
with
organization on my list, so I just got to delete some stuff here and reorganize. We're good. Anyway, you were saying?
Especially with the music being so good as well. Having this on in the background, I am still having like I'm still thinking about getting tickets for it, but there's this Stardew Valley and concert thing that's coming to Portland as well. I just don't know how much the tickets are, and I tried to have a look, but then it was like, click here to buy tickets, and then I clicked, and then it said, click here to buy tickets, and I clicked. It said, click here to buy tickets. No, fuck you.
You're down the rabbit hole. It's a test. You got to commit. If you don't commit, you'll never see the prices.
That's true, but yeah, not today.
The ones in Antwerpen?
Antwerpen, indeed.
Coop tickets? I don't think his website's translated for me. Coop tickets? 20 Ticketmaster? Hold on.
Yeah, Ticketmaster might be in English.
Nope, not in English for me.
Okay.
Zelfplatzen Kaisen? Ticketzoiken? You could sit on Balcon 1 or Balcon 2 or the Parterra. Or just the podium. That's in English. Yeah, I don't see prices.
Yeah, no, you have to pick seats, and then it still makes you click things, and I'm like, I just don't have the patience for it today.
I get it. Me either.
But I am considering going because the music is really that good.
Yeah. That'd be fun. I'm in a small area where they don't do a lot of like video game concerts. I know my friend went at one point. I'm like, oh, I know there's one local. I totally would have went. Because, yeah, we don't get enough of those around here. So that's like, I'm not a concert person, but like a video game concert's definitely my vibe.
Yeah. It reminds me that I think 2 years ago, the World Video Game Music Awards were held here in Belgium. And they
Oh,
did
yeah.
an orchestral version of Celeste, among other things. And I was gonna go, and then I didn't go, and I hate myself for not going.
Oh man, that
Yeah.
sucks. I love that though.
Yeah.
That's so cool. Anywho, Stardew, that's a game people played, but
It sure is.
I need to know about another game that people played from your list.
From my list.
Mm-hmm.
It's another Daphne suggestion.
Oh my god.
And it's called Call of the Sea.
Okay.
Yeah. This one is made by Out of the Blue Games, who are based in Spain. And it's I guess it's like a mixture of a walking simulator and a puzzle game.
Yep, sure is.
Where you and it's set in 1930 South Pacific, where you have to solve puzzles to find your missing husband, I think.
Yep.
And like, I need to get back to this one. But everyone who has played this gushes about this game. Like, it's one of the best in its genre, apparently. So I had to include it here.
This was a Game Pass one I checked out that I really enjoyed. There's one puzzle in particular I remember that I'm like, I don't know what the answer was. I don't know how to solve it, but I moved a bunch of stuff until it eventually just worked. That was the one time I think I got frustrated at the game, but otherwise, like, it's super beautiful. The environments are great. I love everything except for the one puzzle about this game. And it's one that I picked up on PlayStation after the fact. Like, I want to go back and get the platinum so I can like replay it again. I just haven't had the time to go do that. But yeah, I definitely want to play Call of the Sea again. This one's really cool.
Yeah, I need to get back to it. I think I started playing it on Game Pass as well. But for some reason I got distracted, and then
we all
started playing other games instead. Which is like, yeah, it's too bad on my part.
Happens. We do it all the time. Only so many hours in the day. We gotta work with it.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Yeah, no, Call of the Sea. That's a good grab. It's a good get. But is it as good as mine next one, Tofr? I'm gonna tell you this. I don't have the coin. I had a Pokemon coin I was gonna flip to see which one goes next.
Okay.
Dang it. All right, we're just going down the list.
Tails.
Then. Tails? Okay, bet we can do that. You know. This next one's kind of giant. This next one's kind of a giant.
Is it super giant?
Some would even say a super giant.
Oh.
Which I was like, there's no shot super giants from the US. They gotta be somewhere else. And then I pulled it up and it was like, San Jose, California? Bet. So a lot of California on this list, by the way. But Hades and Hades 2, dog. Like, what else do we need? Nothing at all. Yeah, I am a late bloomer Supergiant fan. I remember playing Bastion on my Vita, and like, it was fine. I never really loved it. Like, it was a game. Same thing happened with Transistor when it was free on PS Plus. And then I met Connor and Kanai, who are both like big fans of Bastion. Both enjoy Transistor. One of my mods, like, his profile picture is Red from Transistor. Like, I have a lot of surrounding entities that love this studio. And then Hades is the one that I played early access and didn't quite find the love like everyone else did. And then played it again. I'm like, nah, I get it. I see it. And then Hades 2 has just been like a highlight for this year, which is insane that whoever it was didn't have this win early access game of the year. I'm like, the fuck? How, dog?
Joysticks, yeah.
Listen, the credibility of the golden joysticks, insane.
Yeah.
What are we talking about anymore? I'm kidding. Golden joysticks. I appreciate everything you do. Thank you for spotlighting indies. But yeah, I would sit here all day and talk about how great Hades is and different builds and everything, and the loop, and want to just play more, and how I've been like, I need to go and play the DLC for, if you want to call it DLC, I guess, for Hades 2, the update. But I'm like, no, stop. We have other things we need to play. We can't get into Hades 2 right now, but Supergiant, it's Hades. We in it.
Yeah, I completely get it, because I mentioned this before on the podcast that I am bad at Hades, and I still have the best time playing it.
Yeah.
Like I've never reached Hades himself in any of my runs.
He's a tough bitch.
But I still had a blast trying. And yeah, it's a game I kept returning to, despite like usually when a game is too hard for me, I just put it away.
Yeah.
Never touch it again. And this one was like, nah, I gotta try again. Maybe this time. Maybe this time.
Maybe this will be the one. Yeah. Yeah, dude. And roguelikes be like that. They'll just like, even the ones that I don't like thoroughly enjoy and want to stick with, like I'll still like spend an entire evening like running to see how much further I can get. And then I'll be like, I'm done with this one, but like still a great time. Roguelikes just, they do it. They put your teeth in you, Doug.
They sure do.
But Supergiant, they're there. I need another one of your European games, before we throw your tea in.
If you're going super, I have to go super as well.
Okay.
And this is a game that was made in Poland, which I had no idea about. It's called Super Hot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Huh. Yeah, I had no idea.
This is a game where time only moves when you do. And that's the whole premise of the game. But it's so well done. Like, it's a shooter. But enemies only move when you move. So the thing is, it's like they're like these puzzles that you have to solve. Like, how can you get all of the kills in the least amount of time? Like, basically you're John Wick.
Yeah, we love John Wick.
You're John Wick, and you're just killing everyone. You're throwing guns, you're shooting guns, you're punching people, and every time at the end of the level you get super hot.
Super hot. Super hot was always such a weird anomaly for me because I knew it existed before the VR version. But I think the first time I sat and like watched somebody play it was the VR one. And I'm like, how do you do all this stuff outside of VR? How do you like, and I'm sure it's just simple button inputs, but like some of the movement, I'm like, do you get to control like how you whip the gun? No, because you would just like chuck it forward, right? So like in my head, the VR seems like the way to play this game. Just the way you can kind of duck and slide and move and everything. But Super Hot's like such a dope one that I've never gotten the time to invest in, but fuck, this game's clean.
Yeah, the VR took it to the next level.
Yeah.
The game was really cool to begin with, but then the VR version, like where you could choose where to throw things, when to duck, how to duck, like, yeah.
That's so dope. That's a good grab. Super Hot's pretty fire. But no, nothing else I have is really fire related. There wasn't a good transition there. It wasn't a good. Didn't really work out. But that game company, they made Journey, Tofr. There was a good amount of good transition. Dog. Let me tell you, definitely not my first indie, but man, this was one of those. I played it in college, like years after it came out. You could say I was experimenting in college, Fuck, dude. The adventure I had, I was about to say the journey I had playing Journey. We're not going to do that. This is so cool. It's such a peaceful game, and like the visual style holds up years after. But we did a book club for Sable, right? And we talked about the emptiness and how like it just doesn't feel like there's enough there to satisfy that. And this is a game that has the emptiness, but it still feels so full in the quality of the game and how much is there to like present itself. I remember when I first loaded up Journey, I'm glad I didn't stick to it because I guess there's only like 3 symbols. But when you ping in this game, like you can run into a random person. You never get their name. You never get to know who they are. You just run into a random person. And they're like kind of your adventuring partner for a little while. And you just get to spend your time with a complete stranger that you'll never get to know who they were. The only thing that can tell is when you ping, you have a little rune that kind of pops up over your head. I thought those were unique to the player. I was like so invested in this adventure. I'm like, I'm about to get this tattooed on my arm. This is so cool. This was my ping. Then I'm like, okay, there's only a handful. Never mind. I thought I was going to get like the Danny image from Journey. I'm like, nope, never mind. Everyone else could have that too. Well, don't do that. That was about to be a story at parties. Like, dude, I had the same one. Why'd you get that? Oh no! But Journey, it's so magical in its just awe of when you're exploring this world. Such a good one. I'm not super big on that game studio or that game company's like older titles like Flower Flow, anything like that, but Journey just hits. Journey is such a time, and like as quiet and simple as it is, as peaceful it is, the world is so just welcoming and fun to be in. Yeah, I love Journey.
I get what you mean with
Supergiant,
with
that game studio.
the game having the emptiness and still like feeling full. Because when you're walking around in the world of Journey, it feels like there's a history there.
Yeah, absolutely.
There used to be life here, and you see the remnants of it, which is something I felt less was less the case in Sable.
Right.
This game, you really feel like people have been here, and it's true. People have been here because other players have been there. I remember the first time playing this, I didn't know that you could run into other players.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh, this is a character. Wait, this character doesn't move like an NPC. This is a person? That was pretty magical.
It's so cool.
And the fact that everyone helps each other out.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Dog, I just sticking on the like, you're going to find just a random person. Like I remember sitting with that and being like, this is my friend. Like I've befriended this person. And I was hoping, and I don't think it does, but I could be wrong. But I think as you roll credits, I was like, my heart was pumping, ready to see if there was like a list of like, here are the people that you got to play with and you get to see their names. And I want to say that didn't happen. I could have been so caught up in the fact that I just finished this game and I was sad that it ended. I wanted to see more of it, that I just missed it. But like, I could see someone being like, yeah, dog, you see it at the end. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? You could have totally added Big Mac 93 after the fact. I don't know. But yeah, dude, what a time. It was so great. Such a good one. Go America. In the most non-America looking game ever.
Okay, let me then give you a European game that looks incredibly American.
Okay.
Because Lake is apparently made in the Netherlands.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was
Lake
so ready for you to say fucking oh dude, what's the fucking Broforce?
And you imagine I want to check because I have no idea.
Yeah, I don't know who this I don't know where they're at. I think it's Free Lives, but
Free Lives are from South Africa.
Oh no shit. Okay.
Okay.
Huh. Yeah. There you go. But anyway, Broforce. We were talking about Lake.
Yeah, we're talking about Lake. This is like you return as the daughter of a postman to the village that you grew up in, and you take over his postal route, and it's cozy, it's charming, it's just a wholesome time, and it looks like it's set in like this I'd like to say Midwestern kind of town.
I think so, yeah.
And I honestly thought that this was made in the US.
I would have too. I would have totally guessed that.
Because they nailed the vibe. But yeah, it's a good time, and I really need to get back to it because I still have not played the DLC, the Christmas time DLC.
Yeah, when I played the Next Fest demo, I was really into. I picked it up on physical for PS5, and like I have it on the shelf sitting right next to Doki Doki Literature Club. But yeah, this one was just, super chill, like such a fun, cozy adventure. You just delivering mail. Yeah, this is a good one.
I really enjoyed because it's set like a couple of decades ago.
Okay.
Not too long ago, but like before we had all of our cell phones and stuff like that. And the game really invites you to just be in the moment. I really like that about it.
Yeah, I remember meeting some of the neighbors, being like, "Oh, you're chill. You just out here in the middle of the forest. Ah, fair enough. Lumberjack guy, what's up?" Yeah, no, like I always loved the logo. Just because like the L is a skipping stone. I'm like, that's really cute. I love that.
I had not noticed that.
And now you have.
Yeah.
What a cool one. Good, but yeah, you got some picks. You got some picks. I'm like, oh no shit. Okay.
Oh yeah.
But don't you worry, because I also have some picks, Tofr.
Oh, I know you do.
Let me see here.
I mean, you did have Hades.
I did have Hades. Let's get some of these small fries out of the way first.
Okay.
Couch co-op games, we love them. They're a hoot, especially the ones that get you really just going and screaming and yelling. And there's a studio that I found. I lost the list. Messhoff Games. You know what they made? Nidhogg. Nah.
Oh, Nidhogg.
Nidhogg's a journey, dude. Now, they also made the sequel, which I do think is like the higher quality game, just cooler stuff, new weapons, etc. Yeah. But the nostalgia that we have from college of playing Nidhogg in the apartment, just screaming and yelling. And now, a little backstory on college here, Tofr. We lived in these apartment complexes, right? We were on the edge of the complex, so there was nobody on our left, and the people on our right were high all the time. So noise complaints, not an issue. Never a problem. So we could be as loud as we wanted, which is a good thing and a terrible thing to say to Danny. To be like, be as loud as you want, score. Nidhogg's so great. It's so simple where it's just like two competing players. The goal is to get to the complete opposite side of the arena by beating your opponent, stabbing them, throwing your sword, whatever. And then they'll respawn and they'll spawn on the side of you to try and stop you from going as well. First person to reach their side wins. There's tournament brackets. The game's just like, it's simple. There's like 7 maps, I think. And it's just do better than your friend. Just beat them, dodge, duck, snap their neck and run. Like, it's just so much fun to get like yelly and like, you can't kill me, sucker.
Oh yeah.
It's a blast.
It's so rage inducing.
Yeah, dude, I have
this thing. I have this thing when I think it's in Nidhogg 2 that you have a crossbow.
Yep.
And every time I get that one, I'm like, Hawkeye!
Hawkeye!
I just keep on firing. And every time I hit them, I'm like, yeah, Hawkeye's the best Avenger.
I love that. I'm going to say, Hawkeye looks pretty good in Marvel Rivals coming out this weekend. Yeah, not indie, but
Listen, Hawkeye is so underrated.
Yeah, honestly, I get it.
Especially the Kate Bishop one.
Yeah, facts, dog. She get married. So long, Haley Steinfeld. I ain't gonna put him on the blast like that. Poor guy. Guy playing Miles made a tweet as she put out her engagement photo. You see that?
No.
So the person who plays Gwen, she put out her post like, hey, got engaged, whatever. Like moments later, the guy who plays Miles in Into the Spider-Verse put like sometimes we meet new people, we move on and find it. So it seemed like oh no, my crush from the movie is engaged, so now I've lost it. And then like 10 minutes later, he's like, hey, I hadn't seen her post. This is not about her at all. But that didn't stop the internet from finding like every interview where he was like trying to riz her up and it didn't work. No. And they're like, yo, my dog, you tried so hard. And I was like, yikes, this is the time. Oh no.
Jeez, no. Oh no. That reminds me of when Emma Stone won her Oscar. Yeah. And they kept showing Andrew Garfield. And
listen.
All of these Spider-Men hurting.
Yeah. See, Andrew. I love Andrew. Andrew, you want to hang out? You want to play some mini games? Andrew, you want to play some Nidhogg?
Oh, yeah.
You can come over to my house and play some Nidhogg. But speaking of Nidhogg, that was my game. What else we got for you?
I went for a studio from Denmark.
Okay.
Who have made 2 games, and I picked their second game even though I haven't played it, but it's even more highly rated than their debut.
Okay.
The studio's name is Playdead, and the game is called Inside.
I'll do it.
Playdead have like this thing for like making games where you have no idea what the main character is called.
Yep.
Don't know exactly what they're doing and the place that you find them in. It's all pretty mysterious. And with Inside, the mystery only ramps up.
Yep, it sure does.
But yeah, it has like the gorgeous visuals. It has intriguing gameplay, and I think Limbo as well had those elements. But I had to pick Inside because from what I've heard, it seems to be the better game.
Yeah, 100%. I'd agree. Yeah. I had to peep quick. I'm like, do they announce their next game? And they have like they're hiring for their next project. I'm like, I know what they're doing next. I know what Playdead's doing next. Yeah, dude. No, Inside's such a cool one. It's one I remember playing Limbo, and then I originally watched like Achievement Hunter play through this one. So I've seen the ending. I know how the game ends. I haven't personally played through the whole thing, but I've experienced Inside, and man, what a cool one. And it's one of the things that even though I know the ending, it's one that I know I still want to get my hands on and play through it.
Yeah.
Oh man, just watching the tease, that Play to make some trailers because I know what they're looking at. And what a cool game. What a dope game. But Playdead, I mean, they're not even that great. They're not even that good. It doesn't even matter.
Wow.
It's kind of whatever.
Wow.
Kind of whatever. Like, it's not.
Man.
It's not anything like my next game that I'm waiting for the trail to freaking load. No, not this trail. This trail is weird. This trail doesn't make sense. It's not about the game until like 10 minutes in. Here we go. Solo development, it's a process. It's a lot of work. You got to do the music and the pixel art or the models. You got to do all the stuff, Tofr.
Yeah, that's true.
But sometimes when you're a solo dev, you just kind of nail it. And then you make a sequel that's just an anagram of the first game, and we're still waiting for the last 2 chapters to come out. But you know what? We still love on the first one. And that's my boy, Toby Fox, with Undertale. Like, come on. Oh, it's the same trailer I was trying to avoid. It's got the anime one. I don't understand. It's got the cat girl. There we go. This is work. Undertale. Like... We're the same thing. We're talking Hades. It's there. It's doing the damn thing. I'll have my moments where I'm just like, Undertale's great, but like, let me tell you about games better than Undertale. But like Undertale, I love this game. Such a great experience with having the option to do like the genocide run as well as your pacifist run or somewhere in between. Seeing all the different kind of like messages you'll get based on what characters you interact with and how you choose to interact with them. And then the music. Like, I'm not the biggest like aficionado. Like, I love a good video game track, but I'm never just like, let me track it and keep it like there. But like Undertale from Undertale is like my dream like first dance wedding song. Like, I love that song a lot.
Damn.
Like, it puts me at ease. I really like that song, and it bugged me for the longest time because I couldn't find the name. Because I would look up Undertale song, and it would just be titled Undertale. I'm like, so what's the song called? And then my chat's like, no, it's Undertale from Undertale. I'm like, got it. Weird name, but I'm here with it. Yeah, Undertale's really good. And like, I've been in the spot of I'm waiting for Delta Rune to be complete so I can just play through the whole thing for stream. I think we got the confirmation that we should be getting chapters 4 and 5 in 2025. But also indie development. So you never know. #shrug. We see. But yeah, like, let's go, Toby.
That's one of the indie games.
Yep.
Yeah,
dog, it is. And it's right here in the good old US of A, Boston, Massachusetts. At least according to Wikipedia. I'm afraid any of these could be wrong. And someone's going to be like, actually, Toby Fox was born in Uzbekistan. I'm like, oh, shit, I had no idea. But yeah, we can linger on Undertale forever, but...
Yeah. But I have like another game by a solo dev as well.
Okay.
Yes. They're from the UK, and their game is called Citizen Sleeper. Jump over the age.
Remind me after the episode. I gotta ask you something.
Okay.
You reminded me. Don't worry about it.
Nice. Okay, so the episode is done now. Bye. Citizen Sleeper. It's one of my favorite games of all time. You are a sleeper, a kind of android who has escaped the person whose memories you possess, and you're trying to figure out how to survive on this satellite. And it's a game set in space, but it's all about people. This is one of those games, like it's basically what I like about science fiction is when it takes these outlandish elements like robots and space machines, but it makes stories that are deeply human. And Citizen Sleeper is a game that's all about the human interactions that you have. It's also really cool because it incorporates like board game elements, because you have to use dice to make things happen. But it does so in interesting ways, so that your low dice rolls become useful as well. You just have to use them in the right way. The writing is on point. The visuals are gorgeous.
Damn it, I have to play Citizen Sleeper. It's on the list. It's there to get done. And like, I know in the right night it'll just sink its teeth into me and I'll hop into it. It's just, when will that be? But man, yeah, like everything you're saying, I love the vibe of this. I think after I watched Cyberpunk Edge Runner, like I kept thinking of this game and I'm like, this like is the time to do it, and it just got away from me again. But like, Citizen Sleeper's so dope. We get the sequel next year, which like,
Yeah.
God, I gotta play this before then. I gotta see. I don't know if I'm still on Game Pass or not.
I don't know. I'm really curious because I think when this episode goes up, there's a PC Gamer showcase as well.
Okay.
And Gareth, who the solo developer behind Jump Over the Age, is gonna be there in person to like present something about the sequel.
Okay.
And and they keep on mentioning that we might not have to wait as long as we think for the sequel.
Yeah.
I'm like, don't stop teasing.
I just shadow drop it. You're gonna pop it next to me like, this game's available today.
Okay. Game of the year. 2024.
Could you imagine a game drop right before the end of the year and one game of the year? That'd be like amazing. That'd be insane. But also the amount of people in my comments complaining that Balatro is nominated, they'll be like, I get to roll dice. You think that's a game of the year over the Elden Ring DLC? You're fucking insane.
Don't get me started on it. Elden Ring DLC. Let's move on. What other game do you have on your list?
Let's see.
Maybe something American.
Oh, dude, you want the most American thing? How about a developer who put all of his donations into the Donald Trump Foundation, baby? You know what I'm talking about? We don't stand the man, but we stand the franchise. Not the face. Listen, like I said, we don't stand by the person's actions. I know they've been canceled, I guess. I don't know what's going on with that. But I'll tell you, if there's a beast of a franchise, it's Five Nights at Freddy's, man. It's
oh damn.
Okay. I had to double check when I saw it was a Scott Cawthon. I don't know how you say his name. I'm not the FNAF kid. I don't know. Was located in Texas. I stopped him like real quick. I Googled Scott, and the first thing that came up was Scott Cawthon controversy. I'm like, okay, yeah, let me double check. And it was like, yeah, it's not great. But also like, that's one of those relative which side of the political party. So I was like, whatever. We, again, don't support those actions. That being said, FNAF as a franchise and whatever ownership it's under now is just a freaking powerhouse, with the second movie coming out this year. The 7 or 8 games, I'm sure there's more that I don't know about, the book series, everything else. I pulled up the movie trailer and I wanted the game trailer. But yeah, FNAF, I like the kids, they love it. The little munchkins love just big old animatronics that eat them, and I guess kids are into that these days. Cool.
Apparently.
But but yeah, straight out of Texas, FNAF's FNAF. I don't really have a lot more to contribute.
I don't know what's scarier, the game or like the person behind it.
Yeah. Honestly, it might be the person behind it. Could be the person behind it.
Yeah.
You imagine just
God,
Trump
he's right behind you.
No, Bonnie. It's just fucking Springtrap standing behind me, just like, vote for Trump. Make America great again. No, do not spend 5 nights in my house. I don't even like company for a day, let alone a week. Get out of here. I got too much going on for you. But yeah, that's all I really got on FNAF. I got nothing else. But FNAF, that's points, baby.
It sure is. I'm gonna have to get my like the big guns ready.
You can get some big guns because I got some swingers next.
Okay, okay. I have a game made in Europe that PC Gamer, I think, said was the best PC game of all time.
Okay.
Called Disco Elysium.
Ah, so yeah, that'll be it. That'll be it.
Yeah. Yeah. And I don't really agree with that. Like best PC game of all time. It's a really good game. I love the game. But like best PC game?
Yeah.
This like
Balatro's right
still.
there.
Yeah, exactly. No, and in Disco Elysium, you are a policeman who is very, very, very drunk.
We love it. Drink up.
Yeah, and that's the start of the game. You wake up with probably the worst hangover I've ever witnessed, and you have to figure out who you are, what's going on, who killed the person that's hanging from the tree behind the hotel that you're staying in. You get help from Officer. What's his name again? I forget his name.
Yeah, you did better than I. Never
People
got
are gonna hate. People are gonna hate on me.
Doctor Officer Guy.
But yeah, you get to play this the way you want. You can be like the most professional policeman you've ever seen, or you can get wasted again and sing karaoke and pick fights with people. There's a really annoying little boy that you can probably punch. I don't know. I didn't do that in my playthrough, but I think you can do it because there doesn't seem to be much that you can't do in this game.
Yeah.
And yeah, we can't support the devs anymore because of the drama behind the game, but it's still a really good game.
Yeah. Disco Elysium, baby. We stand it. It's a dope looking game. I've put a couple hours into it, probably like 3 hours into it, where I enjoyed what I got to play. I just haven't had the time to like commit to it. But yeah, it's a good one. It's a good pick.
Okay.
Let's see here. You know a guy that I really respect and appreciate, the star of the indie game movie, Edmund McMillan, aka the Try Didn't Play, the Super Meat Boy guy. Super Meat Boy was the game that like showed me the formula of die and do it again right.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh, interesting. Why would someone enjoy dying so much? And then it was that satisfaction of like, oh, I beat the level. I get it. This is badass. I know I didn't put a lot of time into Super Meat Boy Forever, like I wanted to. Like, Super Meat Boy is just an indie classic. And like, even if we sit here and think about it, like, literally, they're the indie movie documentary, which I would love to see a sequel on, of like a modern version of like 3 other indies. Like, let's make this happen.
That would be really cool.
Yeah, but seeing Fez, Super Meat Boy, and I think, is Braid the other focus of that movie? I always forget what the third one is. I know Braid is mentioned, but either way, Super Meat Boy and Fez are like probably the two like big ones in it. And yeah, it's just a standout one located in Santa Cruz, California. I stan it. I love it. Also had a hand in Binding of Isaac, and all the roguelike nuts. They love those ones. So
they do.
Look at all the squishy meat just popping. Goes Meat Boy. Yeah. Another one just kind of speaks for itself, as will the next two as well. But you know,
gotta say, I'm starting to get worried.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. I mean, really big hitters in there.
I'm gonna say, America, man, American made.
Yeah.
But yeah, what else we got? Keep swinging.
I have 2 more.
Yeah, bet. Same.
And the first one is from a studio who made one of your favorite games of this year.
Okay.
They are called Nomada Studio.
Okay.
They are based in Spain, and they made Gris.
They sure did, dude.
The most beautiful looking platform game you've ever seen, where a girl who has lost her voice is trying to get it back. and it's such an emotional experience. Like, Jesus, not a word is said in the entire game, and yet you feel all of the emotions so deeply.
Yeah.
And of course, they
Dude.
made Neva now as well.
They sure did. They sure did. Ah, God, I fucking love Neva. Yeah, Grizzle, whoever decided how it's pronounced, is such a great, because like you tend to have like the game looks really pretty or the game plays really well, and like getting the gorgeous watercolor art style with gameplay that feels good is so like, oh, you hit one and miss the other. And this one nails both. Like, this game is stunning. It is fun to play. And then the only reason I ever edge out to Neva a little bit more is just because of how much more there is with the combat as well as the platforming, and some more of the narrative bits. Like, Nomada does some great shit. And like, now as I sit here and wait, I'm like, what's next after Neva? Like, how much higher can we go? How can they do it? We'll find out in like 10 years, because it takes forever. But nah,
If there's a studio that can do it, probably them.
Yeah, dude. Shit. Go to Mata. You guys rock. Good team. Good pick. But I'm sorry that I gotta put you down like a sick dog in the alley. So
Jesus.
I'm so sleepy. But we know, in the world that is indie gaming, we have our Mount Rushmore. And there's one little fella that's guaranteed to be on there. Comes from Valencia, California, from our favorite team at Yacht Club. And that's, the trailer has a lot of black space at the beginning. It's supposed to be a grand reveal. There's a lot of dead air on there. There we go. Shovel Knight, baby. One of those games that like I felt so many people talked about when I couldn't play it, and then when I could play it, everyone else just like, oh yeah, it looks like a platformer, and it is. Like, I gas this game up so much because of how much I love it, and it's like franchise, this world, and I can't wait for whatever our next Shovel Knight adventure is, because I know they announced it, and I just want to know what the fuck's gonna happen. But I'm very excited for more Shovel Knight. But it's just like one of those, if someone's like, I want to start checking out indie games, where do I start? Shovel Knight's such a great starting place because it's so familiar. If you've played a Mario game, if you played a platformer, you get it. You just have to pick up, like, how do I plunge with the shovel? Now you play DuckTales, you're already there. You get it. You've been there, done it. But yeah, I fucking love Shovel Knight. Yacht Club, great team. All the stuff they do, like, indie games don't get to do a lot of cool marketing, because it's just a budget, it's just the game's successful, whatever. Then you have Yacht Club, who's just like, we put out this game about a guy with a shovel, and now we're doing concerts and merch and plushes and world tours and sequels and spin-offs. I'm like, God damn. Shovel Knight really said, let me get you guys some cash. All the money Shovel Knight picks up in the game goes into Yacht Club's pocket, man. It's crazy. But I love it. I love Shovel Knight so much. It's good. He was one of my ringers, you know. But yeah,
it makes me curious though. It makes me curious because I have two games that I was like, they're both gonna be on Danny's list.
Okay.
We only have one more spot.
Interesting. There's got to be one.
I'm really curious.
I'm excited to hear what those are, because they'll be like, when I put up the wiki list and went down, I'm like, it could be this or this. It'll be one that I'm like, damn, I wouldn't have thought it was from the US, or it wouldn't show up, so I didn't see it. But now I'm interested to see which ones you think I would have taken that I didn't. Yeah. But
First though.
Of course.
I'm gonna give you like the game with possibly the best gameplay loop ever made.
Loop Hero, yeah.
No. Vampire Survivors, baby.
Oh yeah, that'll do it.
From the UK.
No shit.
And this is the game that launched a completely new genre.
It sure fucking did. It sure did. Let me tell you, there's a lot of them.
It looks like shit. The game's visuals are just nothing special.
Yeah.
But God, does it work? Does it do what it does just perfectly?
Yeah.
Like everything that makes you feel good about video games is just packed into this small $5 game, just because of this insanely brilliant gameplay loop.
Brain go burn, man. Like this, Vampire Survivor gets it. It nails it, and is one I didn't play for so long, but I was like, oh, cool, give me this formula in a franchise I care about. Like, we ended up doing that for like Temtem was cool, and even just like Goobies was another cool like spin-off version of the same formula. But then you go back and like, man, Vampire Survivors really has like so much more than most of these games have. And I would love, this is another one, like if I can get a documentary on like where the hell this shit came from, like,
Yeah.
because like when we did like dev talks and stuff, right? I would love to sit and be like, hey, where did this game come from? What was the moment that you were just like, eureka, like this is what we want to make? Like how, where, what did we do? And that's when I would love to hear the story of Vampire Survivors and how they were just like, oh, we just wanted to make sure everything would happen on the computer at once. I'm like, fair enough, fair enough.
Yeah. And we'll call it Vampire Survivors, and we'll leave out the vampires.
Yeah, that'll be their big final update. We're like, hey guys, we're moving on to bigger things. We have one last update for you, and then it's just the big
vampire.
unkillable vampire update. Can you? Because they had a Castlevania. No, did they have a Castlevania crossover? I feel like everyone had a Castlevania crossover now. I don't forget.
So, yeah.
Okay, can you kill Alucard? Are there finally vampires, or like I don't know.
I don't know.
I've not played any of the DLC. I just played base game for Vampire Survivor.
Same.
But Among Us is in there. Boy, oh
Yeah,
boy.
I had to save a big one for last. So
I get it. So did
the
I.
final throw of the dice.
I did too. And you know what? I'm glad we asked about Canada, Tofr. Because you know who's located in Vancouver?
I'm guessing it's a studio that makes like these retro looking 1930s Disney looking.
No. Extremely Okay Games makes Celeste, baby. And
Okay.
I don't know if that was the conversation. I did. So I was Googling, right? And I was just like, Studio MDHR. I'm like, where are you guys located? And then the first result was just like, undisclosed. I'm like, that doesn't seem right. And then in my head, I was like, they seem Canadian. I forget. I don't remember where they're at. They might be in California. But then I was like, man, I love Cuphead. But like, does that get me the win? Does that tell me like, oh, that's just like indie stuff? So I'm like, I'm gonna leave Cuphead in the void.
Okay.
But we love you, Cuphead.
Like,
I still love you.
Is like the indie game.
Yeah, dude.
So.
Oh man, it's so good. I remember not hearing about this game until everybody heard about this game, right? We're like, I remember seeing IGN give it a 10. I remember people like, whoa, they gave it a 10. Well, I got to see what this game's about. And if I recall, at least in my circle, this wasn't one of those like, oh my God, they gave it a 10. Why would you give this little game a 10? It was they gave it a 10. I got to see why. And then everyone's like, I see why. Celeste is so beautiful. It's got such a great story. It's such a motivating story about like, hey, we all got our mountains to climb, both physical and metaphorical. And we're going through all the different self-doubt, depression. There's so many just things in this hat of a game that it's so great. And they're also working on Earthblade, which I think originally was supposed to come out in 2024, and I don't remember what happened with that, but probably 2026. But yeah, Celeste is such a banger. Like, I don't know when it will happen, but I want to do a book club for Celeste. I have it on PlayStation. I want to play it again. I got the collector's edition, and it's sitting across the room behind me. Kanai got me the vinyl for Christmas. It's so pretty.
Oh,
the music's
nice.
Oh, man. I love Celeste. Celeste's so good.
Listen. March and the March 31st is Transgender Day of Visibility.
Bet.
And this game is like, in hindsight, the creator of the game, Maddie.
Yeah.
She realized that she made a game about her journey, about her transitioning.
That's so great. I love
So
that.
how about for the book club of the month of March, to celebrate Transgender Day of Visibility, we do Celeste.
Tofr's locking it in, guys. Tofr made the decision. Yeah. Listen, I'm game. I'm here for it. I'm ready for it. I always want to double check, right? This is where I pull the chat, right? Because like chat's been like Pride merch. I'm like, hold on. Do we just do Pride merch, whatever? Or they're like, do I do it in June? Like, don't do it in June because then it feels like it's pandering. And I never want someone to feel like it's a pandering thing to be like, we're playing the Celeste during Trans Pride. I don't want it to seem like a pandering choice type deal. But also that sounds great, so I'm totally down for that. So if there's any feedback to be had about like I wouldn't do it for that, but also if you're cool with it, let us know. But I'm totally down to do book club for Celeste in March for that. Yeah, 100%.
All right.
Absolutely. Oh man.
Yeah.
What a magnificent game. Let's go, baby. Let's go.
It really is. It took like the concept from Super Meat Boy.
Mm-hmm.
Like the dying and trying again and dying and trying again and perfected it.
Yeah, and like really refine it, and with how quick it is, right? Because the amount of times you die in a game, you have to wait for the loading screen or the whatever to pull back up. This is like as soon as you die, you're back up to try again. You don't have this lag of like, oops, I failed. Like how long is it going to take me to try again so I can master this muscle memory, right? But it's so quick, it's so snappy. There's not these like there's no game over screen. It's just complete this room, move to the next one, do it again. Get these narrative beats. Also, they have the cool like boss chase scenes in these chapters. They have the dope climbing up to the top of things and like, oh, that's broken, like how can I get through that? And it's so clever in its design. It's so magical in its presentation. Like Celeste is mwah. And thank you, Canada, for bringing me Celeste.
Yeah. So the conclusion of this world war is that Canada is the best.
Let's go, Canada. Yeah. Speaking of Canada, these were all on my backups of like just in case. We have Kit Fox Games from Montreal who brought us Boyfriend Dungeon. We had Freebird Games who are in Ontario that gave us To the Moon. We had Drinkbox in Toronto that gave us Guacamelee. I took this one out for Celeste, but we had Stoic Studios in Austin, Texas that gave us the Banner Saga series. And then of course, friend of the book club, we have Thunder Lotus in Montreal that gave us Spiritfarer. So yeah, so Canada out there doing the damn thing.
I had some backups. I didn't write down the countries that they're from, but they're all from Europe, these games. I had Death's Door.
Oh, banger.
Yeah.
Banger.
I also had Dead Cells.
Oh, ooh, yikes. Honestly, you might have taken me out of the knees with those two. I think you should have taken those two.
Okay, how about Hotline Miami?
Other banger. I'm mad because I looked it up to see if it was for me. I'm like, nope, not for me.
Sayonara Wild Hearts is another European one. Mutazione, which is by the Good for
which is really funny. Favorite. I almost took that one because it shows up under Acapulco, which is based in US. I'm like, how do I go with this one?
But yeah, there's If Found. There's Sticky Business.
Oh, banger.
Yeah, Caravan Sandwich.
Banger. I gotta finish it.
Yeah. There's just so many good games, Dan.
Yeah, dude. Listen, all over the world. Honestly, world peace, guys. Let's all just play some indie games. You know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah.
Oh, boy. But yes, that's been World War Indie. Let us know who has the best list and why it's Celeste. I just see Celeste doing the like Thanos thing where it's just like all the Avengers pull up from Europe and Celeste just like Canada. Canada, real eyes for the US. Let's go. Timestamp. Let me see here. Hour 17. We can knock us out. What are you doing? If we want to hop into what we've been playing,
why don't you go first?
Yeah, I can do that. I can do that. Let me start with AntonBlast. So I've been playing AntonBlast for review. I got a key the other day. So shout out to the devs for it. This has been such a polarizing one for me in the way of, hold on. You're hearing Greg Miller scream in my ear. My apologies. I was watching Kind of Funny while I was capturing footage. Thanks, Greg. So I was very excited for this game. I've enjoyed my time with this game. For anyone unfamiliar, also I put in my December video. It's the first game that comes out today as of recording this. But it's very Wario Land, or if you're a younger gamer, Pizza Tower coded, like same kind of game. Run through the level, beat shit up. Once you get there, run back to the beginning type deal. There are so many levels that just felt designed properly, and then so many levels that didn't. Where I think one of my major critiques, and probably the thing that like broke me while playing this game, like I get mad at games, but it's been a hot minute since I've gotten like furious at a game. And this game had me like gripping the controller, standing up to like punch the desk. Like I was I was pretty mad playing some of the later levels of this game. And like the game is challenging. There's no taking that away. But like, there are definitely moments, and I think this is a different level. But there's definitely sections of levels that just didn't feel like they were fine-tuned enough for the pace of the game.
Okay.
Where I was like, okay, this is the part where I have to like, you spam the button to speed up and speed up and speed up, and then you immediately sometimes have to stop, or like you are going so fast that you can't really course correct. And like if you're watching like the clip, right, I just bounced off this one thing like 4 times because I was going so fast I can't stop it. Like I can't hit the things precisely, unless I sit there and practice 14 years. But I'm in a chase scene, so it's hard to like do that. So the night before embargo, and then they pushed embargo back 24 hours, which is now like today. So weirdness. So I never got to put out a review or anything. But I put the game down in the final like area. I'm in the final section of the game before like the final boss, and the one level was just, I was so defeated, and I'm like, I'm done. I don't need to beat this game. I don't need to play anymore. Really? Yeah. But then like yesterday I was finishing the video. I'm like, man, I kind of go back and like finish AntonBlast. Like I wanted to go back and play it. And it might have been one of those cases of put the game down, come back later, come refresh, do it right. And I don't know yet. I haven't gotten back to try it. I still plan to if I can knock out the rest of the game. But there was for certain a moment where I'm like, man, I don't want to touch this again. I don't want to get into it again. It's just, I think it's not that it's bad, but that it was just like there's parts of this game that don't make it a Danny game.
Okay.
And that's not to be like, oh, because it's not Danny game, not good. I just think there's other people who will perform at this way better than I could. And like, that's the big thing I want to be like, this is not me saying don't play AntonBlast. It's bad. It's me saying, if you're afraid you're not going to perform well and you're looking at this like it's too fast, it probably is. It probably is. Okay. And though I enjoy it, and I think a lot of people would enjoy like the comedy of it, like the whole plot is the devil's like, I'm the reddest in the land. And the one guard's just like, well, there's actually this guy named Anton. You're like, he's redder than me? Kill him. Take his alcohol. Then all of his imps go and take his alcohol. And then you like, that's it. We're going in to get him. I'm getting back there. But it's funny. I love the writing. There's goofy when you start a new chapter, like the devil shows up. He's got, I don't know if you were a cow and chicken kid, but there's like the devil who's got like a big like red ass that's just on the screen, like the very similar vibe for this devil. Okay. And I'm like, it's funny. It's a funny character. He'll just pop in to like introduce each new level, like, oh well, don't be sad that it didn't happen. Be sad that it did, or random shit like that. It's a good time. I love the tone. Like this is one that if we got like an animated series or a short, like I would be all for. Okay. And I still want to go back and try and finish it. But if I don't finish it, I wouldn't be surprised, I think.
Yeah. It does look incredibly fast.
Yeah.
Like, I like what you mentioned before, and like, if you're watching this and you think this is too fast for you, I'm one of those people. This is not gonna be for me. I can't keep up just watching.
Yeah, it's
so
a lot.
I can't imagine playing it.
Cause it does put you in a spot of just kind of like hit the button and to like run forward. Like there's levels where you're blowing things up constantly. So like you couldn't see the level if you wanted to, which makes it sometimes challenging where you're going to run to an obstacle that you don't see coming and you don't get heals super frequently. So sometimes you might just lose a level because the game wanted you to go fast and you don't get the opportunity to see how you would have died and then start the level over because you didn't get a checkpoint type deal. So it is a lot, and this comes to like get good Dark Souls vibe, right? Of like, oh, if you just do it again and don't mess it up this time. But sometimes I'm not that. Sometimes I'm about just having fun with the game, even if it's chaotic. But we're on the fence here. Definitely one I think I'd recommend to people, but definitely one. This is one that I could be like, ooh, I could see your vibe, but I don't think this one's for you, type deal.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I'm surprised that it wasn't completely your jam.
Yeah,
you were pretty hyped for it.
I was, and like I still like am, right? Like as I sit and look at it, I'm like, man, could be fun to finish it. Could be fun to wrap it up and say like I did beat AntonBlast, because I don't want to leave it how close I am to the end. But even again, we sat here talking before like how close we are to the game of the year and how the things we got to play, that like it might just make more sense to me to play the other codes that I've gotten, other things that I'm sitting on that I need to play, and we'll see how the night goes. I have another key. This will come out on Thursday, which would be the 5th. Yeah, I have my overthrown key, which I'm very excited to play. That comes out in early access. So when we finish this, that's my plan for the evening. So I'll be talking about that next week on the podcast. But yes, I'm very excited to play Overthrown. So AntonBlast might get shelf for Overthrown. We'll see.
I can imagine. Overthrown does look really cool.
So excited. I'm going to throw a fucking building, man. I'm building my whole town. I'm excited. But next week. Yeah. But I see you're playing a game that is currently sitting in my cart. So I want to hear more about this one.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's on sale for the on sale for the autumn sale. So I have this sitting in the cart.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's a Fields of Mistria, the Stardew Valley killer that arrived in early access earlier this year. It's pretty similar, except that you have magic in this world. Also, you've been invited to like stay at your own farm because the town of Mistria needs help because a earthquake has destroyed all kinds of things and they need help building the town back up. And it's just a good time. It hits all of the same notes that Stardew Valley did, but it feels like a more modern version of that game. It feels like, how should I put it?
Better.
It handles more smoothly.
Okay.
Like movement and doing all of the actions feels a lot smoother than it did in Stardew Valley. And it makes sense because Stardew Valley is like how many years old now? I think 8 years or something.
Yeah, so what, 20... Oh, God. Yeah, I'd be guessing. It seems like one I'd be like, 2011, right? And I'd be like, nah.
Yeah, but this feels like an upgrade to what Stardew did, even though it's still in early access.
Yeah.
It already feels good to play. There's lots of content there already. And what I like about this one, compared to, for example, what's it called? The one that released earlier this year, Coral Island.
Okay.
That this town feels manageable.
Very
like,
okay.
It's not too big. There's plenty of characters to meet and befriend and maybe even romance, but there's not too many. Like in Coral Island, I felt overwhelmed by the amount of things to do and people to meet, and the island is just slightly too big. And in Fields of Mistria, it feels just the right size.
Hell yeah.
The characters are all interesting. They clearly all have particular characterizations. A lot of people seem to be really into March.
Okay.
Who is like pretty rude.
Okay, I was about to say, I was like, no, hold on, I'm about to find out there's a character named March, or we're just like the month of March is a big story beat in this game. I'm like, oh okay.
No, that's a character.
Yeah.
And March is just the rudest person.
Okay, now I gotta find out which
so
one March
many
is.
Fields of Mistria players are just like, I want to romance March. Mine. So yeah, but I haven't put too much time into it yet. But I wanted to give it a go before the end of the year.
Yeah.
And I'm glad I got going, because this might be the farming sim that takes over from Stardew Valley for me.
Yeah, that one definitely is a March. I see it. I get it though. Yeah, I did my autumn Steam sale video the other day about like, hey, here are games that are on sale. By the time this episode comes out, the sale will be over. But yeah, I saw this on sale and I'm like, I definitely check this one out. We always have a conversation. Stardew is not my thing, but like sometimes other ones are. And I just keep seeing this pink cow. I'm like, there's something about the vibe of this world. If you told me this was Stardew too, just with like the graphical enhancements, I'd believe you. And then all the mutuals who have talked about how much they loved it and how cool this game was. I'm definitely interested in like getting my hands on it too. So I'm glad to hear you enjoy it so much. I definitely want to sink my teeth into a little bit as well.
Yeah, I'd say go for it. It might, like, if you want to give Stardew Valley a try, do it before playing Fields of Mistria.
Yeah. Bit of a Sable Caravan sandwich thing going on there.
Yeah, exactly.
Hell yeah, dope. Yeah, I gotta check out that. I'm gonna totally forget and be like tomorrow. I think tomorrow's the last day of the sale, like in the morning. So I got to pick it up tonight. It'll be one of those. I'm like, oh, what's in my cart? Oh no, $200. Yikes! I forgot to check out. Yeah, I got that, Black Pepper Crew, Leica, Until Then, Dungeons and Degenerates Gamblers, and Tactical Breach Wizards in my cart right now.
Tactical Breach Wizards.
Yeah. Yeah, I think in the video I'm just like, I haven't played it, but Tofr talked about it, so it's got to go in the cart.
So good. Yeah.
I'm excited.
One of the best games of the year.
Probably won't get done before game of the year time, but yeah, you add it in the library, see what happens.
Better late than never.
Exactly. Let me see here.
Playing then.
So this one came up as a shock to me. And I didn't capture footage because I honestly didn't think it was indie. Then I found out it was indie. I'm like, shit. So I'm just going to play the trailer. But a buddy of mine, Wes, is super into those character, I won't call them like hero shooter type deals, but like the MOBAs, the Smash Legends, stuff like that. And he plays those on stream all the time. And he is playing a game called SuperVive, which I got a couple emails about. I wasn't like super interested. But when he started playing it, got a couple friends into it. I'm like, fuck, I'll give it a shot. So SuperVive is this, we'll say battle royale meets MOBA type deal. I hesitate to say MOBA because it's not like defeat the towers, do the whole thing, but you drop in with a squad. It's either duos or a squad of 4. And there's all these different characters. You have different kits, hero shooter level stuff. And the goal is you land, you want to level up by beating mobs. And then you get mini quests, which give you more money to buy items. And then you encounter other enemy teams. If you wipe out that enemy team, their squad's eliminated. But each match will have different perks. Like the one we got multiple times, which made us think it was like an actual rule of the game, is there's timed respawns. Where like if a team dies, they'll eventually respawn after like 30 seconds as long as someone stays alive. So when we finally got a match that didn't have like, what happened to the respawns? Why is no one respawning? We're like, oh shoot, that's a different rule. I get it. I see. We just got really lucky, like 5 matches in a row. But yeah, there's just this like really cool hype about it where I don't enjoy League of Legends like that. Like I like the world, but not the game. And this is the MOBA type gameplay that kind of scratches an itch with a world that I'm like really like invested in. Looks really dope. I've been playing as Myth. She is this one right here in the middle, this badass chocolate woman. God, look at those abs, Tofr. Jesus Christ. Oh my God. But, she's fine as hell, but she's fun. She was the first character I tried. I also play Oath, who's the guy on the right. He's the tank. He's very Reinhardt coded from Overwatch. He puts up a shield, but he's got a hammer, so you can put up the shield and just go ting, ting, and like throw it back and forth. Or you can just charge and do like a big swing. I'm really enjoying it. It's free to play, so everyone can check it out. It's on Steam. So far, it seems very user friendly in the way of like you can buy stuff. But I've played maybe collectively like 15 matches, and the game's already let me purchase like 5 extra characters. So like It's not one of those like pay to play as all the characters like you want, like if you want to do this. So right now I've gotten a good selection of the cast just by playing. So it's very welcoming. I'm really enjoying how this one feels right now. It's not super sweaty yet. I hope it kind of stays that way, but keeps the player base. But yeah, SuperVive. It's really fun.
Okay. Yeah. So there is a player base there. Like,
yeah,
you didn't have any issues matchmaking or anything?
Yeah, I think yesterday I tried to solo queue, and that took me, I think, like 2 or 3 minutes to get a match to put me with a team. When I was playing with the squad of 4, we were like, basically, I think most was like a 30 to 45 second queue time, which we're just in. So, yeah, I'm really vibing with it. It's a goofy time. It's exciting when like there's, I think 3 modes. I forget. There's duos, squads, and then there's like arena, which is still 4-player, but that is the like your team versus their team. First team to kill the rest like wins. And what I really enjoyed about the arena was that I played with randos, so like we didn't really get to coordinate. But after we got in, we're like, okay, your character does this, mine does this. We understand this. The guy put up the shield. I sat back. Arrow, arrow, arrow. The other guys like nuke their section. Boom, dead. And they beat us like 2 matches in a row. We're like, this isn't looking good. Then it looked really good. And we just sweeped them from there out. So there was that cool, like, we did really good at this. Yeah, it's fun. I could see, again, not indie, but Marvel Rivals is this weekend. So we'll see how much more I play SuperVive once Marvel Rivals is here. But yeah, I've had a great time. Almost, damn, I'm like, do I play a few matches before I do Overthrow? That might be the move. Might do that. We'll see. But
that sounds like an excellent idea.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's not too much to contribute yet, but I streamed Caravan Sandwich over the weekend. I got through. Do you know how many chapters there are by chance? I don't know how close to the end I am. I know we said it might have been an afternoon thing. Okay, I just got the little like grappley pulley thing to like go across zip lines and stuff. So,
I think that's pretty late in the game. I finished the game in 7.5 hours.
Okay, yeah, I think I put about 3 hours on stream, and then I probably played like 2 hours after. So somewhere in that ballpark. So
entering the late game as well.
But dog, I'm loving it. Like we had the Sable conversation of like, this is maybe when I play Caravan Sandwich, and just like the terms of quality of life, how much smoother the gameplay feels. Like it just, and again, we're comparing an older game to a newer game, totally understandable. You know, we're Goliath versus Goliath deal, but like it's I'm having such a good time. It's Caravan Sandwich is so good.
I know, right?
Mm-hmm.
How fun is just driving around in that van?
Great, because I'm not toppling over every time I go over a dune. I go, and then they want me to slow down a bit because like, oh, now you have the radar, so you can just ping. I'm like, okay, so just pull it out, just putting, just to find everything. That's my whole drive. I'm going slower, but purposefully slower. Like, yeah, man, so good. But yeah, that's the quick review on Caravan Sandwich, and we're at an hour and a half, so we should speed through a little bit more. Let's jump into the indie releases this week. This is from December 5th to December 11th, and buckle in because December 5th, busy ass day. Yeah. First off, we got Mythwrecked Ambrosia Island on December 5th for Xbox, Switch, and PC. Sorry, PlayStation. I'm really hoping. Then we've got Uncle Chop's Rocket Shop on December 5th for PlayStation, Xbox, Switch, and PC. Symphonia on December 5th for PlayStation, Xbox, Switch, and PC. Dungeons of Dreadrock 2, The Dead King's Secret on December 5th for PC. Infinity Nikki on December 5th for PlayStation and PC. Overthrown on December 5th for PC and Early Access. Nico Dorico, The Magical World on December 6th for PC, which is, it's already out on consoles. That makes sense. That makes sense. Okay. I was like, I've been seeing this game, but it's not out yet. I'm confused. Okay. Judo Fury on December 9th for PC. Billionaire December 10th for PC. And thanks for releasing your release date this morning, guys. Always do that to me. I put out the video of indie releases. Like, by the way, we're out too. I'm like, God damn it, I would have included you. And then to round it out, Monument Valley 3 on December 11th for mobile. Any of these catching your fancy?
Multiple ones.
Yep.
Like Mythwrecked, Ambrosia Island, and Uncle Chop Rocket Shop are I'll both be playing this week. But then like this might be stupid, but I'm most excited for Billionaire.
I get it. It's a good one. It was fun. Yeah, Billionaire is the like
hooks in me, so
Pachinko. I always confuse Pachinko and Plinko. Plinko's the right one. Plinko's the let's make a deal or Price is Right game. Yeah. You drop the ball and hit stuff and you earn points and money. Yeah. It's fun. Billionaire is a great one I'm looking forward to. I'm also looking forward to Mythwrecked. I got to play a little bit of Uncle Chop's Rocket Shop. That one's really fun. I think I'm saying, this will be out on Thursday. The embargo will be up. Yeah, we'll be fine. I played a little bit of Uncle Chop's Rocket Shop. Got a key for it. There's 2 modes. You can play one with the timer, but you have infinite actions depending on how fast you go, or you can play without the timer, but the challenges get harder. You just have to make sure you do them right. I played with the timer, and I was feeling a little stressed out in that one. Like with the amount of actions you have to do to play, I'm like, I want to go back and try the one without the timer on a fresh run and see if that feels better for me. But I like that they have that option because it's a roguelike that's like, do you want to play with the intention of speed or with the intention of precision? And I'm like, that's really cool. I like that. Yeah. So
I was wondering, like, since that one is coming to consoles as well, did you play it using a controller? Or did
I've not. I was playing on mouse and keyboard. I didn't know it was coming to a console till after I had played my little session of it. I definitely want to try it with controller. I could see it being rough, but hopefully it's not. Because it is a lot of like, it's mini games. Like the ship comes in, like, we got to do a thing. Open the door, open the bench, grab the screwdriver, take it out, move the thing, put the screws to the side, open out the fuel, run over, fill the fuel, pull the levers down. So it's a lot of just mechanical stuff you have to do, which makes a lot more sense using the mouse to tick, submit, and everything. So I'm very interested to see how it runs on controller. But yeah, I'm hesitant's not the word, but I'm like, I hope it feels good on controller.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and then of course Overthrown also on there because let's go, baby. I'm gonna throw some fucking houses. I'm so excited for that one. Oh god, I can't believe it's here. Overthrown was one that I didn't know was coming out in early access this month. So when I had made the list, I grabbed like we're not gonna be mean here, but I grabbed a little bit of a lesser like indie that I'm like, okay, I could make this one fit in. And then I saw Overthrown. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, little guy. The fan was like, I'm sorry, little one, and just. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna put it Overthrown. I'm sorry. I won't name drop, so I'm not being a bully, but. Oh boy, oh boy. But yeah, that's the games coming out this week. Let us know which one you're looking forward to. And then timestamp. Fuck. To round out the episode, we wanted to take a moment to spotlight an underrated indie game. In this segment, we'll highlight an indie game that hasn't got the attention it deserves, or perhaps an upcoming one that we think you need to check out. I got to pick this week. Not YouTube. Yeah, I can do YouTube. Yeah, YouTube anyway. So a while back, and I just mentioned this one being in my cart. I played this demo during Steam Next Fest and never got around to the full game, but it's called the Black Pepper Crew. And it is essentially this XCOM-esque strategy game where you play as like Tofr's like, oh man. You play as like a collection of animals, and you start at a bar, and I think you have like a default team, but if a character dies, they're like out, but you can go to the bar and like recruit similar classes. I think the classes is like the raccoon, the frog, I think there's like a fox, and a cat or something like that. But you basically go to these different locations, you beat up a bunch of people, boom, we did it. Everyone has separate skills. I really got into the Next Fest demo, and then just, full game came out, and I never really put the time in to pick it up. But when we were like, ooh, what's a game I could look at? I pulled out my wish list. I'm like, yeah, Black Pepper Crew. This one's, I like the art style. I like the design. I like the concept of it. And it's just fun gameplay loop.
Okay.
Yeah.
If this is your vibe, I want to like give a quick shout out to Trash of the Titans as well, because it's a pretty similar game. It's about the same price as well, but you play and
shit.
I played it. It's also an early access, and it's
Look
really
at you. It's giving toads in the bayou.
You have to protect the garbage from the other animals.
Hell yeah! This seems like I don't have the concept here, but if I could do a YouTube video that was like every time blank happens, the game changes. I could see being like every time an animal dies, the game changes, and I start with like Black Pepper Crew, switch into Trash of the Titans, switch into Toads of the Bayou, and like play all these similar games that are just about animals. This looks fun. Yeah, and Black Pepper Crew seem like a great afternoon. Mm-hmm. I would like play both at the same time with two separate mice. Just mice, because rats. Oh, I'm so funny. Hold on. Oh boy. But yeah, if you guys haven't heard of Black Pepper Crew, wishlisted on Steam, check it out. I think it's supposed to have a console port at some point, but right now I think it's just on Steam. So, and timestamp. With that, Tofr, we're done. We're out of here, bro. Wrapping it up.
Done.
Yep.
Dunzos.
Completes. Out of here. Guys, thank you so much for joining us for this episode of Playlog. If you enjoyed the episode, please do us a favor. Like the video. If you're on Spotify, Amazon Music, whatever, be sure to leave that 5-star review. It helps us a lot. Going into 2025, I want to see this podcast pop off. I want to be on the charts. I want to be up there, man. I want to be blowing up. Yeah, that's the plan. I want to be bigger than, I don't know the biggest video. It's probably a kind of funny one, honestly. Video game podcast, probably kind of funny. We got to beat kind of funny. That's the goal this year.
We can do it.
That's the plan. We're going to do it. We might have to unniche that indies, if we want that goal. But yeah, fuck that. We like indies too much. Quick reminder, for the holiday, I think I mentioned this on stream. The plan is to do an episode next week for the, for the 10th. An episode for the 17th. Which is the award show episode, the Playlog Awards, and then we'll be off the 24th and the 31st with the holidays, so Christmas Eve and New Year's Day, and then we'll be back on the 2nd. Sorry, that was weird for you guys because that's our recording days, not the posting days. But our recording days will be holidays, so we won't do that. So no episodes those week. And then January 2nd, we'll be back for our Game of the Year episode where we'll do our top 10 from our two lists combined and everything. So that'll be the plan going into New Year. So if you don't see Playlog a couple weeks, we didn't die. Holidays, just, relax and rejuvenate time, so we got it. Tofr little scrubberinos want to find the internet. Where would they go?
The easiest way to find me is through my Linktree, which is play.nice.kids in one word, and also another shout out to SoManyGames.co.uk, where my written reviews can be found.
Absolutely, guys. Check out those written reviews. And of course, if you want to find me at CGDannyB on all the social medias, I'm not going to list them this time. You know which ones they are. But Blue Sky, do check out Blue Sky. Still like Blue Sky.
Yeah.
I'll put this out here, right? Twitter, it's whatever. I posted the same tweet about the releases video at the same time. One on Twitter, one on Blue Sky. Twitter has like 3 likes. And I'm continuing to get notifications on the December one on Blue Sky. And I'm like, bet. This feels so much more beneficial. I like Blue Sky way more. Yeah. So get on Blue Sky, kids.
Absolutely.
And I think hashtags work over here, so it matters. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining us. Let us know who won World War Indie. And we'll see you next week. Mwah.